Take that off?
No.
Huh?
Nope.
Really?
Yep. I'm positive I'm legal. Maybe what I'll do is cover, because you can't see it so much. No, there's a list of places you can't take it on riverboat casinos. You can't take it to the state fair. You can't take it to an elementary school. What up, guys? Oh, right here. I'm all looking this way, and it's like right to the left. To the left, to the left.
A little better lighting once we get over here. Think about this place, dang, you know, somebody's walking by, they're looking, you know, because this is like campus, so
right.
Thousands of people walk by every day.
Well, I'm gonna guess there ain't thousands of people walking by recording the cop cars.
I hope they do bother us.
I did cover on this one, guys. I do have my firearm, but it's covered. It's not open anymore.
I don't know what the hell this is.
Janice Voss in memory. I bet she went to school here. Astronaut. Yeah, she went to school here. I'm out with your news now. And we are, is this a bike trail?
Yep.
So we are free to walk down this trail.
Public sidewalk, we can go back in the back and see their cars. Might be a good idea.
Oh, I bet that's their dispatch room right there. Is it?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know.
Oh, there goes the cop. Why'd you see the lights
that's
flicker?
Where we're going to be pulling out of, though.
Okay.
We'll start over here and walk over there.
We are not now, son. Whatever. We are in West Lafayette, Purdue University. Oh, not now, son. I thought you were saying something to me. No, dude, I've been to Southport PD, got a 2.5-hour video there. Then we had an encounter with West Lafayette PD. Then we went to Tippecanoe County Jail. Now we're at Purdue University. No. I thought not now, son. Like you were saying to me, like I said, your news now, like his name wrong or something, and I thought you were correcting me. I was like, my bad. Police trailer here. They got their own little Christmas tree farm, or Christmas bush farm. Here's the sun and the universe around it, which is cool as shit. So I'm kind of staying back to see, you know, I did cover my weapon, although I do have it on me, it's covered. So I am concealed at the moment. Yes, I know James. I was up there in Elkhart today. I've talked to Kim a couple times today, man. All these cars got frost on them. They done been here a minute. Hey, if they figure out who I am, they might arrest me for my $10 parking ticket I got at Purdue and Hammond that I never paid. They wrote me a $10 ticket for parking in front of a hydrant. And my lawyer's like, they can't suspend your license, so don't pay them. I was like, okay. So it was like 2 years ago, and I've never paid them. No, we could walk back around and then hit the front.
Go this way or that way though to get to it?
Let's go this way.
In the middle. So
yeah, let's go this way.
This is all Purdue University laboratories, classrooms.
Chances of us being seen back here between buildings aren't very good.
Back there where I just was, I just kind of walked up into there.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't want to go too far.
No, I hear you. I still want to get in a pissing match with my little mini flashlight. I'm in. My son's thinking about going here. Ain't it ironic that I do this and my son's going to school for, or is in taking classes in high school for criminal justice?
Like, over there is where they legally grow all the marijuana.
Oh shit.
The government allows them to grow for CBD testing and other.
How many you got on yours? I got all of 6 people.
5.
All right, all 11 of you.
We're trying to get you some action here.
Amen. I ain't doing a 24-hour, 500-mile trek of Indiana for nothing, damn it.
I need the exercise.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pissed off I lost my smartwatch, man. Like, I'd be killing it today. I walked around Elkhart for an hour. Shit, I was on my feet for 2 hours in Southport. Dope. Just a little jaded said her kid's almost done with college to be a filmmaker. Yeah. Oop. Sorry, guys. Good old blue raspberry. I got up at fucking 7:30 this morning Central Time. Had a job interview, did Elkhart, did part of my job, met my wife, swapped my bag out, headed to Indy, did Southport. I went to Lebanon, but my phone was dead, so then I bypassed and came here. And I've been riding around with Your News Now, getting a little action here and there. Authorized parking, A permits only. I've got watermelon, but my coil burnt out on my watermelon on the way down. And I got blue raspberry. What fucking time is it? I don't even know. 2:21 in the morning. PUPD visitor parking. Mine's a good shit though too. I bought like Juicy And then I started buying good shit, and I was like, fuck Juicy. Is he pulling up on me? I wasn't even going to turn around and acknowledge him.
I can tell how aggressive you're driving.
Oh, we'll see if he comes around the side of the building.
They still have to ask us to leave, right? You know, if they want to say we're trespassing.
The LaPorte County Reporter said we're terrors.
He said.
I like.
You said we are?
Yes. Man, you guys are terrors.
Fuck you.
Do you know him?
I have no idea. He was on my shit earlier. It's the first time I heard from it.
I know him. I've audited with him.
I have no idea who it is.
He's in LaPorte, which is...
I know where LaPorte is.
Yeah, that's where he's at.
I'm originally from Elkhart.
Okay.
That's where I was born.
Yeah, he's running circles around them fucking dumbasses up there, walking their city attorneys through court.
Did James Jacobson get out?
No, they upped his bond to 10 grand.
What? Because they knew people would dish it out, or what?
I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I know it was a compliment, man. It's all good. Yeah, the only charge they have him on. I tried to look him up on my case.
You said that was a compliment. I took it as a threat.
I tried to look him up on my case and it wasn't there. But yeah, as far as what Kim knows, they're only holding him on PI, and they put him on a $10,000 bond for PI.
That is crazy.
They're trying to jam him up. James Jacobson.
Did he actually fail a breathalyzer?
No, he blew a .02.
So he's good.
Yeah.
And they're still holding.
And they're holding him for PI.
How the fuck can they do that?
I don't know. James
How
Jacobson.
is that even possible?
LaPorte County Reporter. He was picked up in Elkhart for PI, and he blew a .02. And I looked on my case earlier, and it wasn't there.
This is one of those places you might have to go beat on the door. I have to go bang on the door and wake them up. You want to come out?
Oh, they know. I mean, they know we're here, so it's just a matter of if they want to engage.
This is the front door. This is public accessible.
Is it? I wouldn't say that's the front door. Yeah. No, it's over there. The front door's on the side. What'd you say?
It used to be right here. I don't know.
No, it's on the side.
The sidewalk goes right up to it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I think the cops might use this, or they bring people in there. I don't
Oh,
know.
you got an ankle growth, bro.
But I had a girlfriend lost the wallet, and somebody must have turned it in, and they had it over here.
Nice.
And that's where we came to pick it up.
Yeah, that's public entrance is that way. See, they got the arrows on the door.
No, it is.
Yep.
So does that mean we can? It's public accessible, right?
Public entrance is the door on the side there.
I know, but that means it's public accessible, right?
Yes, but for reasons unbeknownst, I'm staying on the sidewalk. I will get your back, and if something happens, I will come briskly walking because I'm fat and I don't run.
This phone's about to die.
Oh, I got you.
So I'll just walk home.
You want my battery pack? I'm at 80.
I can't anyways.
Don't you have a C?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I have.
need like a CL.
Oh.
They made this stupid because the plug-in's over here.
Okay, as I say.
Well, because the camera's over here, so they don't, you know.
I'm staying back. Here comes one. He's coming.
I wonder if he wants to come out today.
You want to walk away and see if he chases us?
What's up, guys?
Nada.
How's it going?
What are you filming?
What's it look like?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I have a camera and it's point.
I don't care.
I have a camera
I'm curious.
and it's pointed at a building. What would you think I'm recording?
Well, you recorded a building. I'm curious if, like, just are you guys doing like some kind of documentary or something like that?
Yep.
You don't have a nice enough mustache to know. I can't tell you.
No, that's fine. I just bored, so I was coming back to PD. I wanted to see what you guys were up to.
We figured they called you
No.
because somebody spotted us when they drove in earlier. We figured they put a call out for you.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble now.
You know what? No, guys, I don't care. You guys film whatever you want. Don't bug me none.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
So, no, I like to chat with people. So I see people, it's like, hey, what's happening? It's Friday at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm
boring.
like, yeah, it's boring.
Dead.
What else you got to do?
You've probably been bored all night.
There's nobody on campus really right now. So the kids come back. All the students come back on tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
So
Class is Monday.
We'll get busier then when they come back. So your normal stuff. But
Are you guys like an actual police department? You're ILEA certified and everything?
yeah. Before I came here, I was a sheriff's deputy for 5 years
Okay.
up in White County. You know where that's at?
Absolutely.
Yep. So I was deputy up there for 5 years, and then I applied down here, got here. I've been here for just under 8 years. So.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you guys were more like if you were ILEA certified or if the campus could hire its own police force per se.
There's a statute,
Okay.
an Indiana statute that allows universities to do that, but we are certified through.
Right.
Yep. State seal. So. Yep.
Good.
We have to maintain all of our credentials. And
Just
mandates
as if you were a
and
deputy or sheriff or anything else.
Everything I do, I still maintain. So.
Okay. How many officers do you guys have roughly?
In the 40s.
40s.
So we're hiring right now. So.
Sweet.
If you guys are interested.
No.
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 You don't want to join the career?
No. No.
Not enough Asians breaking the law right now. You're probably bored, but other than that,
Yeah, we drove by the bars and there
They
was
stay
like
pretty
15
busy.
Asian
Just the
kids.
bars
Like, that's
alone.
it. I was like, where are all the other people? There was like 15 Asian kids at a bar out.
students alone would probably keep you pretty busy, I bet.
So,
Oh yeah. I mean, when you have what 40,000, 1 square mile area. I mean, there's always going to be something that we need to.
do you
help
guys
with.
do like regular traffic stops and stuff too?
Yeah, I just got done on a traffic stop. So.
I was just wondering because there's a Purdue campus in the area I live in, and them motherfuckers go up and down the road all the time, and I just want to kick them in the nuts
What?
because they wrote me a parking ticket that I
You're
refused to
talking about
pay.
Parking patrol though. Not,
So
No, the cops actually go patrol the streets where I live.
no, they do.
Yeah,
parking
oh, yeah.
patrol and all that.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, we have we have like jurisdictional response areas where we're primary. So we're responsible. We have joint jurisdiction with like
Lafayette, yeah.
I mean, we do go help. If the county needs it. But yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised how big the campus goes.
Right.
As far as like, it's not just buildings and everything like that. But I mean, you got roads that go out past the airport, South River Road,
Yeah.
everywhere.
No, I filmed Purdue where I live, one of the off campuses, because you guys have this, I don't know what they're called, satellite campuses or whatever. Like you got Purdue Cal and stuff.
Okay, so
you know what I'm
like
talking
Purdue
about.
Northwest up
Yeah,
there.
you got
okay.
different campuses. So
Yeah.
I was filming at one of those, and that's why I asked, is because they actually detained me on a public street, but they wouldn't fuck with me. They held me till the town showed up, and I was like, I was kind of curious, That's why I was kind of asking. I mean, I guess each one could be a little bit different, but yeah, they stopped me and held me for the town to respond on a
Please
traffic
don't
stop. Doing this.
Well,
How
I
about
will tell you one
photography?
thing, guys, and maybe you can appreciate this from our side. Like, I understand you don't, like I said, the camera don't bug me one bit. In fact, I love cameras because it helps me do my job better.
look good.
It keeps us more accountable, in my opinion. And I think it gets the full picture when we need it for the court purposes. So I'm all for camera stuff.
I
So,
agree.
uh,
A camera is an
I'm very-
objective record
Good
that don't
cops like
lie.
Cameras, bad cops hate cameras.
But you bear with me here. Let me spin this for you, okay? You will understand how it does, given today's times and the things that are going on in the world, you understand how nervous an officer can get.
Are you talking like since the Civil War, Pearl Harbor?
FEMA and all that.
No, I'd say more current times.
I know what you're alluding, but that's my smart ass
Since the
response.
beginning of the internet. How about that?
That's my smart ass response because most officers use this day and age tactic.
No, I mean, you've seen the news. You've seen it. I've seen it. I don't like what I see.
I just
sometimes.
spent 2.5 hours getting chased around Southport.
Well, you understand
So,
that. You understand what I'm saying?
I get
like
it.
someone comes up behind you with a camera and everything. It's one thing, but like, I know one of y'all. I have heard you guys rattle on a traffic stop earlier because it gets around. Obviously, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play stupid, you guys, because I'm honest with everybody.
It wasn't us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know nothing. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing.
No, but you know, one of those guys. Let me give you a story. One of those guys, and I'm assuming it's you, but it's not a big deal. Was carrying a handgun, and I'm like, well, that's their right to carry a handgun. That's their right to video.
Is that allowed on campuses and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, it's a state law. You're allowed to carry. Now, what we can do is, if you're like on the campus property, like in a building or something, you can be asked to leave. That doesn't mean you can't keep carrying. That just means if you choose to stay there, you know, we've had.
It's just like private businesses. They could post a sign that says no guns, but it's not illegal until they ask you to leave. That's just their preference.
Yeah. So, but you can understand, like, let's say I'm conducting a traffic stop, okay? And I'm on a road and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I have a car pull up behind me.
Yep.
Okay. There's an instant thought process. Who is this? What are they doing here? Now they're backlighting me. There's a safety issue for me. Okay. I get it.
Which is why we heard over the scanner that they sent like 4 or 5 cops out.
Well, that's not shocking, though.
Like you hear things, we hear things.
Then tried forcing him to ID.
Shut up! It's not me. Yeah, Officer Miller with West Lafayette tried to force me to ID. So then we played the game where I told him to pull out his law book or his code book, and if he could find it, I would do it. And they stood there for about 15 minutes.
So in order for you to provide me with an identification upon my request, you have had to committed a prior infraction or something greater.
Yes. Well, he was saying because at that time I was.
I would hope so. I've been doing this for 15 years.
He was saying that Indiana is a concealed carry state, and because I was open carrying, there's an ordinance that says I have to give him my ID. So I challenged him on it, and then they pulled the code book. They couldn't find nothing. I asked him if he had a license for his fishing expedition he was on. He said yes, and we walked away. So
there is some, I mean, there would be some articulation on both sides, whether because you have to have a permit to carry it in public, that, you know.
But you have to have reason to suspect that I don't have the right.
Yep.
The Supreme Court has ruled that a gun in and of itself is not.
So Indiana is one of the few states left that are not an open. Well, so you can open carry, obviously,
right,
if you have a permit. But there's states like, I'll give you Kentucky, for example.
Right, Texas is one.
You don't need a permit to open.
Right, you have to have a permit.
You need a permit to
conceal.
Yep,
yes.
And a lot of states are like that. So
right, Indiana doesn't define conceal or open.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. In fact, I kind of like that because, you know, I always say most bad guys, and I'll use that bad guy thing, they're not going to show me what they
I've used that too, and I've had people like, oh, conceal for the element of surprise, but like when I carry, I typically open carry because I think it's a deterrent more so than like, I would rather have it be a deterrent than a surprise.
You can do that, and I will also give you the spinoff on that. I'll give you the devil's advocate side of that because I think it's always good to get both sides. It also tells a bad guy in a room
that they're going to come for me.
Who's got the
but that's okay. That's okay.
But that's as long as you understand that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're aware of that.
I understand.
And if you open carry, all I say is just make sure you carry in a way or position that is, you know, that it won't get grabbed from you.
Right.
Or that.
Well, that's like what I have now is I have my concealed carry holster, but I generally tuck my jacket on the outside. Like right now it's concealed. He was iffy on like college campuses, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I can have it. I said their policy may not allow it, but law is like the fairgrounds, elementary schools, high schools, riverboat casinos. I'm like, there's a list of places you can't take it. Yeah. Like yep. So I'm like, Purdue might have a policy that says I can't walk down the road and carry my handgun, but their policy isn't law.
Yeah.
And I don't have to abide by your policy. I'm not a student here. I don't attend here. I don't live, you know. So
that is a pretty cool actual handheld setup you got.
We've got all kinds of gadgets,
and that's
man.
probably got, is that the wind? Is that like the wind filter on it to keep the noise reduction?
He's got an ankle GoPro for when you try to tackle him.
What? Who's gonna tackle you, man?
If the cops try to touch me, then I can.
Dude, I was stalked by Southport for 45 minutes today. It happens.
Well, I got jet, chest, head, GoPro, everything. I'm just not wearing them. You guys don't.
You guys have like a YouTube channel you post to?
Yep, but we're gonna tell you the same thing the other cops. You gotta do a little detective work. We don't give it up.
You know how many YouTube channels I gotta go through to find out, man?
Let me ask you a question. Do you know where you work?
I do.
All right then. If you know where you work, you can find what you're looking for.
Not many of that YouTube channels about Purdue Police Department stories.
Well, I hope that I give Purdue Police Department a better name than most.
So far, great.
So far, so good.
So,
I'll tell you my saying. You're my favorite shitbag on the department.
How's it going?
well, that's not very nice.
Well, there's no good side to a cop. So,
Oh, now see, I don't appreciate
see, that's when
that.
cops are like, get my good side. You tell them there is no good side to a cop.
Just assaulted him.
But that's
everybody's entitled to an opinion, man.
No.
And I hope I could change that.
no.
That opinion. towards police.
I'm teasing you. I'll just give you a little rundown. I don't know how familiar you are with recordings. I'm guessing you guys don't get a lot of it here, or do
Oh,
you?
we do. Oh, I've been filmed tons. Oh,
Do you
yeah,
get people
we
that show up
updated on
at?
the law and
Do you
everything.
get people that show up at 2 in the morning to your police department with cameras? Probably not, right?
You would be my first.
Okay.
So, but I have been filmed on the street. I've been
So-
filmed on a traffic stop.
So the
I've
point
been
of
filmed.
what we're doing is my rights do not stop at 2 in the morning.
Oh, I didn't say they did.
No, I'm letting you know. I'm not saying you said that, but you get a different response at night than you do in the morning. If I show up here in broad daylight, you're not
Sorry,
gonna.
you're talking to me, Mayor.
Yeah, I know. They want to know what you're doing out here.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Did you get their ID?
All right.
So if I show up out here on a Tuesday at noon and I'm standing here with the selfie stick, you're not gonna pay any attention to me.
That's not true. I'm gonna be like, well, a lot of people today. Not too many people have selfie sticks anymore. That was a craze for a while, and it's not. So
It's
much
my
anymore.
craze. I like it. But
So-
you get what I'm saying. If I'm walking down here at noon and pan by and go, oh, you're not going to pay much attention to that. If I show up at 2 in the morning, then I'm testing your knowledge. I'm testing your response. I'm testing,
I appreciate that.
you know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. Like, if you know your shit, then you're good. You know, that's like I went rounds with Southport. I keep using them as an example. We played this game tonight, and it's on YouTube, and it's hilarious. I was on a dead end street. So I'd walk 3 feet this way, then the cop would have to go down to the end of the street and turn around, and then when he came back, I'd walk 3 feet the other way and make him turn around. We played this game for 45 minutes where they chased me around. Finally, I had the cop call me a whore, and I jumped out of my car and got face to face with him, and we had a pissing contest. But the bottom line is like, he's like, well, where's your accountability? I said, my accountability is I ain't in handcuffs.
I will say, if you guys are gonna film somebody on a traffic stop, do me a favor, like, don't put yourself out on the roadway, because
Never do.
People like, you would be surprised how many times, and I think they call it like that effect where if somebody's driving, they get sucked into the red and blues. And
Yep.
they can't help it, and they just boom. Next thing you know, they drive.
Yep.
Because
We stay on the sidewalk or public easement.
most officer in line of duty deaths you're going to see are vehicle related, crash related, stuff like
Because
that.
you can't legally fuck with me if I'm on a public sidewalk or public easement.
I'm not here to.
No, I'm in general.
Yeah.
Like if I show up on your traffic stop and I'm on a public sidewalk and Supreme Court's ruled 10 feet is a reasonable distance, if I'm 10 feet away and on a public sidewalk, there's nothing legally you can do to me. And I say you just as a police officer in general.
That's how we look at this. Why
Right.
we do this. because
You
there's
know,
issues.
like
Not
cops
all-
look at
not all
us as
police
like
are
you kind of people
responsible.
because we're camera people and we go out and audit and we say you guys as in, you know, you all belong to the same gang.
I can appreciate that.
So, but I actually got a cop on video admitting that police officers are a gang. He admitted it on video that police officers are a gang. And then he goes, well, let me retract that. He goes, I guess we're in a gang in the sense of like a definition, like departments
Look
wear
at
the same,
definition to a gang, I mean,
wear the
it's-
same colors, blah, blah, blah. But he's like, but we do it legally. And I was like, bro, you already said it. Like, you can't retract that statement. But no, I mean, like, what we do is we want to come out and we want to highlight good officers and we want to weed out bad ones. So if you're gonna, and I say you as an officer, if you as an officer are going to fuck with me over constitutionally protected activity, what are you going to do to somebody that doesn't know their rights?
I can understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I get
You know, like the example I've used all night is you bruise cops' egos when you get on a traffic stop and they want everybody's ID in the car and somebody tells them no.
Well, we don't have a right to ask for everybody's ID in the car.
But most cops do.
That's been ruled already. So.
But most cops do.
It's
I have to have a
okay-
reason
It's okay
to ask.
ask.
But
You
most,
can't
it's
demand.
most, yeah,
I
most,
can legally ask.
right, and that's what it is. And most
If they're
cops,
willing to give it,
most
there you go.
most cops get butt hurt when people don't comply with their orders.
You know what? I can only speak for me and who
Right.
works with me.
Right.
And things I pass on to them and try to teach them.
Are you an officer or are you higher up here?
I'm a patrol sergeant.
Okay.
So
you got guys underneath you that you
that work with me that
Right.
you know, I try to help.
Right.
So.
But that's one thing we've talked about is most cops, we encounter most cops when you try to assert your rights, they don't like it. And that's what we're trying to weed out. If I assert my rights to you, like I did to Miller, I don't know if you know Miller from West Lafayette.
I know him.
Okay. Miller, I was never officially detained, but him and the young lady he was riding with, they sure as hell had that book out trying to find something to hem me up on.
Well,
you know, and
they're learning.
Right.
At least, well, maybe they're doing maybe they're teaching an officer. Do you
right.
About that?
That could be.
They shut that book, admitted they were wrong,
yeah.
and walked away.
They tried.
They, didn't like
they
it.
tried. They tried, and that's what it was. Like once, and you know, I can respect the fact that he actually didn't get aggressive or didn't get agitated when I challenged him. But I mean, like if you look at things like you play devil's advocate from the officer's side, if you look at things from the average person's side, most people don't understand that they can stand up to a cop. And most people don't understand that they have the right to say no. Within reason.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
You know what I mean? I had no idea until I flipped off a cop, got arrested, went through all the proceedings, blah, blah, blah. It was a bunch of horse shit. And you know, it is what it is.
If I let my ego play into this job, I would not be effective at it because I've been called more names under the sun than I can imagine.
Right.
I've been, you know,
and the other thing for you,
can't let that affect
the other thing for you guys, and maybe not so much here at Purdue, but police officers in general, is like you're expected to shut your emotions out of your job. Like you could be at a call with a dead baby, and then 10 minutes later you could be on a traffic stop. And you're not supposed to let that affect you.
It does.
It does, and that's what I mean.
No, it's impossible to say.
Right.
I mean,
and that's where you run into things like you encounter somebody like me that tells you no, I'm not going to do something, and you might be a little upset or something, and then you're going to get that guy to react, and that's what we're trying to weed out.
So you're trying to get reactionary?
No, we're trying to weed out bad cops
by getting the reaction and finding the ones that
I don't provoke. I don't make contact. We didn't make contact with you. So
I see what you're saying though. Yeah.
Right.
But you're
so now
the ones that overreact.
Here's the deal. I give you a stage. It's like a Broadway show.
Now we're looking for ones like you.
I give you a stage, and what you do with being in front of my
wife that.
what you do being in front of my camera is totally on you.
Right. I'm not afraid. I'm on cameras 24/7 on this
right
campus.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
People that watch these videos, they want to see the good cop. They want to feel safe. They want to know that things are good out there.
You know, you as an officer have to admit that there's a disconnect between police and society.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we really push around here community policing, but I think there's a huge disconnect in our training mindset right now too.
You know, like when I was down in Southport, I keep referencing them. Like I was referencing case law, and like they had no clue about stuff. You know, like I was telling them, a gun in and of itself isn't a reason to stop somebody. Like if you see me walking down the street with a gun, unless you know that I'm a felon, you could do a consensual contact, but you can't detain me. They had no idea about the 10 feet rule. There's been Supreme Court rulings on like bright lighting people that film. Like we'll go out and film, and we'll get cops that are just dicks and shine their spotlights in our face. You're hindering my First Amendment. I have the right to record, and you have no lawful reason to shine your light on me. You're violating my civil rights. And there's things out there. I mean, Turner versus Driver was a big case in Texas that covers what we're doing. I don't know if you're familiar with that case or not.
Tennessee versus Garner?
Turner.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say
v. Driver. Yeah. Turner v. Driver. And a guy in Texas was arrested for filming, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court and sided on our favor.
I think I know that.
Yeah,
I think I know the one.
So
I think I've seen that video.
There's some stuff out there like that officers aren't out. And like I told the guys at Southport, like I had one guy that kept mocking me, and the major was really good. The one guy was like ready to tackle me because he saw my gun, and then the other guy was just mocking me, and he called me a whore and was insulting me back. But I told the major, and I said, I'll leave you with this. I said, whether you understand what I'm saying to you or not, whether you know what I'm saying to you or not, the least you're going to do is take the time to look at some of it. You know, and he wrote a few things down as we were talking, and I said, that's what we're out for. I would rather educate and have you guys understand that what we're doing is lawful than to have one of your guys come out and tackle us and tase us and get sued. You know, that's just the bottom line. There's a guy in Colorado that was unlawfully detained. The cop tried to arrest him, shot him with a taser, only one prong hit. I think I got $175,000 because the cop was wrong. And that's an easy mistake to make, you know?
Yeah, we're human too.
Right. And that's what we're out for. We would rather you guys understand that what we're doing is lawful. You may think I'm an asshole. You might think I'm annoying for doing it, for showing up on your traffic stop. But the bottom line is none of that's illegal, you know? And that's what we're trying to make it. We're trying to make it more normal to where, you know.
How long y'all been doing this?
I've been doing this about 2.5 years. First time here. I'm on my way back from Indianapolis. I live about 130 miles from here.
Man, you really go a long way to do
I've been up since 7 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. So, like, this isn't your 9 to 5, though?
No.
Okay.
This
is more of a...
I'm self-employed.
Okay.
But we do get paid to do this.
Really?
Yes.
Was it off of YouTube on the...
No, my channel is not monetized.
Oh, it's not?
Nope. Nope. All my stuff is free, but we get paid to do this. So we get, we can sell some of our footage to news agencies. And then we get people that are like, hey, I was in this town and Officer Johnson was a dickhead. I'll give you $200 to go to such and such town and stand out there and record Officer Johnson. Okay.
There's hundreds of thousands of people doing this all over the country.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You guys on. I mean, we've seen it.
Right.
We've seen the
if you look on YouTube,
film themselves carrying, looking to see if someone. I think there's a guy here in Indiana, Southern Indiana, that has filmed that. Former military guy.
I'm not familiar. Everybody I know is north.
Former Marine, I think.
Do you know anybody from south? I'd say
his name escapes me.
The farthest guy I know south is him, and we're here.
And growing.
Right. So, yeah, I'm up in the Chicagoland area. Is where I'm from.
Well, just be safe, guys. Know what you do. So,
what's your name and badge number?
Well, I don't really have we don't have badge numbers really. We have like unit numbers.
Unit numbers.
Yeah.
What is an identifying number that we could reference you?
Well, you could. My unit number on the radio is 60.
Okay.
So, but we actually don't have any like NYPD has that badge like 3120.
Right.
Or anything. We don't.
Well, some cops, like some departments, use serial numbers, employee numbers, things like that.
Yeah, like when I was in White County, we had a number that's identified, and it's still with me up there because I still work as a deputy marshal in a small town up there. Moonlighting, if you guys know what that means. So,
yes.
We're headed there next.
Okay. We're heading that direction. So.
I know one of the guys working up there was my old partner from back in the day, so.
I got a bone to pick with White County. They got my dad on some bullshit. It was hilarious, though. He left the bar and he was drunk, and he realized it. So what he did is he pulled over to the side of the road to take a nap, and the cop told him because he did not drop his keys outside of the car, they popped him on a DUI, even though he pulled over and was sleeping. Which is interpretive. I'm sure it's legal, but not like the most ethical thing to do, like, you know what I'm saying? But they're like if you would have opened the door and dropped your keys under the truck, we'd have left you alone. But because your keys were still in the car where you could reach them,
the technicality.
Yes, the technicality. But no, I don't. That's up water under the bridge.
I think if somebody, pulled over, whatever,
right?
Why bother them?
Give them a little courtesy,
I don't know the law on it, but I just think. Each officer's its own. You get some officers that are all about their ego and they want to hit. You'll never get an officer to admit they have quota, but they want to hit quota. They want to be top dog writing tickets. They want to get
first of all, quotas are an illegal thing, but
we
don't have quotas. We don't have any mandates saying we have to get so many traffic stops or anything like that. Now you have some more proactive officers that like to go run traffic. They write tickets. Right. It doesn't get them anything extra. It doesn't, at least here. I'm not saying that in other places that's not that thing. I've seen it.
They got a star. They got a little pin you can get on the uniform where I live if they fuck with me. I'm telling you.
So you made the reputation for yourself then.
Where I live, the city has put out 3 internal memos on me. So, and it's all for this because some of their cops.
Legal activity, but
yeah, some of their cops.
And I'm gonna take a wild guess here, but if you got no reaction at all, and people just minding their own business, eventually you would move on to the next one.
Exactly.
To look for the next one.
Yep.
Well, there would be no point in doing this.
Yep. The town I live in, a bunch of the officers know me, so they don't mess with me anymore.
How big's your town you live in?
100,000 people.
Oh, okay.
125,000 people. So, but I got some officers that it doesn't matter what I do. If they see me, they fuck with me. And then I've got other officers that are like, oh, that's, and I'm not going to say my name because I'm not going to tell you who I am.
Like, hey, how's it going?
Right. And they'll wave at me and they'll be like, hey, how you doing? But it's just because I've gone out and done this, they've actually had to put out updated training because of me.
That's a good thing.
Right.
They get the training. So
Right. They've actually had to go because like what we found is like officers that are like in their 50s and 60s don't have the understanding of like current case law. And it's not that, you know, they don't, it's just the time they were trained was a lot different than the time that we're in now.
You guys doing this is just a different level. That I mean, now working on the college environment, I'm talking to somebody, there's 40 phones.
Right.
People walking by filming and stuff like that. It just, and we live in a digital age, so.
Yeah, 20 years ago it was a lot different.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where you find a disconnect. If you get a guy on your department that's 50 or 60 years old, there's a little bit of a disconnect where they don't have that understanding. They may not jump the gun or whatever, but they're the ones that we typically find are more uneasy, more skittish about things. I don't know if skittish is the right word, but like you walked up to us and we're just fine. If a guy that was 55 or 60 years old came out of here, I would venture to say he would have probably called another officer. Just my gut. And that's what we've encountered. And it's just, I don't know if they're older.
Well, there's nothing wrong with them coming out to talk to you with more than one.
No.
So.
No, shit. Southport sent out 5. So.
They say hi, they do their thing,
and I was by
move on down
myself,
the road.
you know, so. But yeah, I mean, we're just out. We're trying to educate the public. We're trying to educate officers. You know, so no, we got.
Well, I appreciate that. Just like I said, man, just like I tell everybody, be safe.
Yeah.
I don't
just
see anybody
as much as like our guys will call out bad officers, we highlight good officers. So there's people that will go on Facebook pages and tear up towns and departments and stuff, and there's also people that will go on and say, you know, like if Purdue University Police has a Facebook page, they'll go on there and say, hey, you know, Officer so and so did a great job. So we call into departments and
several thousand people will see this in the next 20
yeah
years.
yeah, legitimately.
I am not camera friendly.
I don't know. How many years.
That now you understand why I said there's no good side to a cop. So but no, just as much as people will redress their government for bad cops, we praise our good cops. Good cops get bad cops hurt, or bad cops get good backwards. Yeah, bad cops get good cops hurt, and that's just the way it is. So we want to highlight the good and you know, let them know that, you know, not all officers are bad. Not all officers are out to harm you, and not all officers are out to steal your money and be road pirates. You know, there are officers that care and like what they do and do it to help people and make a difference. You know, so that's part of the misconception that we're trying to bridge, you know, the disconnect between, you know, and then like you said, like our reaction depends on your reaction. I didn't approach you. I didn't say anything to you. So.
No, but you guys weren't like real welcoming, open arms when I came up here either. But I get it.
But.
I get it.
But that's how I respond is typically on how you respond. If you're like, hey, come here now, I'm not your fucking dog. If you're like, but you know, like a lot of cops get annoyed too because we have the right.
A lot more flies with honey than I do vinegar.
A lot of cops, like I said, when you assert your rights, like Southport's biggest issue was when they first contacted me, I gave them the silent treatment. I didn't say nothing to them. They came out and talked to me, asked me if I needed help, if I needed medical attention. I just stand there and stared at them because I don't have to talk to you. And that irked them right off the bat.
Yeah.
So then that's what I talk about cops with egos. I had 2 older cops that were like, you know, they were probably, both of them were probably in their 50s, and I'm 34. So I'm being disrespectful to them in their eyes because I chose to remain silent. And then it escalated from there. And that's, you know, that's what we're trying to get out. Whether I'm out here at noon or I'm out here at 2 in the morning, I have the same rights.
Well,
You
I'm
know?
not saying you don't.
No, I know.
I'm just saying that you understand when we do our job, we find things that are abnormalities.
Right.
So it's not a normal practice to see a lot of people out at 2 a.m. Like my grandma and grandpa used to say nothing good happens after midnight. So you see people out, and it's different. Depends where you're at. You're in a city, there's going to be more people out. You go to my small town where I'm still a deputy marshal in.
I'm going to guess you're a deputy marshal over towards like Brook or somewhere. Is it Brook?
No, but not far off. So,
like I said, we had
what I'm saying is I see somebody out in the town, 2 a.m. walking around. You know, it's not against the law, but I'm first thinking, okay, what are they doing?
Right.
I'm going to keep an eye on them or something like that, because if you're going to be breaking into a car or something late at night, or if you're up to go, I don't know that, but it's just not normal for you to be out at 2 in the morning. Like if I see someone walking down the road and it's 90 degrees out and they're wearing a winter parka and with a backpack on and everything, and I'm like, that's not normal behavior. You know, you don't have to wear a winter jacket. I'm going to stop and talk to you.
Right.
And I'm not saying you have to stop talking to me. I'm going to say, hey, what's going on?
Right.
You'll have a conversation.
And that's fine if you can get that out of officers, but not all officers do that. I won't say most. Some officers, when they see that, they take that as they jump the gun, in my opinion, to reasonable suspicion or probable cause. Some do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
Maybe I'll articulate more now.
But no, I mean, I'm familiar with that area because I grew up towards Chicago, but we had a weekend summer house. Actually, if I told you where it was, you'd know where it is. You know where Norway Dam is, obviously.
Oh yeah.
You go across the bridge where it dead ends.
Yeah.
And you turn right and go down the hill.
Yeah.
My family has that. That's where my dad lives. Used to be an older couple that had part of it.
Schaefer Drive?
Yep. Used to be an older couple that had part of it, and then my great aunt had part of it, and then actually NIPSCO owns it, and my dad pays to lease it every year.
Did you go up there often?
A lot.
How long have you been going up there?
I'm 34. We've had it since I was probably 7 or 8. I used to go to Indiana Beach like every weekend.
You look familiar to me. I probably have seen you up there. I was up there from like 2006, 2001.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time at Indiana Beach and palling around the campgrounds right there.
Yeah, I was a security guard way back in the day at Indiana Beach.
Yeah, so we used to go up there all the time, and then
part-time gig.
we'd pal around the campgrounds. We'd make friends with like people in town and, you know, hang out. And there were many nights I spent sleeping on a picnic bench or under a picnic bench in the campgrounds trying to hide from security.
It's not the same. The campground's not the same
I know.
It used to be. It's different now.
Because there were times like my parents and it probably wasn't the best thing, but I could remember a couple times where my dad was like, if you don't call by midnight, I ain't coming to get you. And I'd be like 13 years old, and I didn't have a way home, so we would just hang out in the campgrounds and try to dodge the security guys and shit, because like you said, if we're walking around at 2 a.m. at 13 years old, you're going to want to know what I'm doing there. So, you know, but yeah, we used to do that to get in free. We would walk into the campground and then walk all the way to the back and take the ferry over, so we didn't have to pay to get into the beach.
Yeah, the ferry off of the little island back area.
Yep. So we would do that, so we didn't have to pay the $1 or whatever it was to get into the beach. You know, so
it's changed now. It's big money to get in there now.
I know. Last time I went was like $4 or $5 or something.
It's not like it was when I worked there in the Spackman zone, didn't it? It was more of a
community family thing. Yeah.
Park, which I hate to see, because I mean.
No, it was a lot of fun. Like, we've looked at taking our kids there, and I was like, shit, I can go to Great America for what they charge. You know.
I haven't been up there since they've been charging that, but
I think it's $50-$60.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Like, you used to be able to just go there, walk on the boardwalk, get a taco,
right,
and stuff like that down there.
Like $10-15.
Well, I used
you can't
like
walk on the boardwalk now without paying the full admission, even if you don't want to ride rides.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I went there, we used to go. It was like $2 to get in, and we used to go. They had the Teenage Dance Club down by the arcade.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Got
So-
OJs and-
So yeah, we used to go there. A lot of times my dad would go up to the rooftop. We'd go in there. So
the late 90s. I was going
yeah. So we do that, and you know,
That was
so
back when the beach was hopping.
right. And now, like the last time we went for free because my stepmom did sales there, but that was like 4 or 5 years ago. And then we looked at going recently, and we were like, Jesus, you know, like so. But my dick's becoming an innie. I gotta go. I'm
Hey.
cold.
No problem. Hey guys, I'll shake your hand if you don't mind putting that down
What
for a
was your
second. or
name?
move it.
I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy Jared.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Okay. Thanks
Be
for being
safe, guys.
professional.
Yep.
Hey, no problem.
Take care. Be safe. Bama Cama's a stripper, he said.
Huh?
Bama Cama just said I'm a stripper. I didn't catch any of the conversation, but I saw that right before it faded. It says I'm a stripper.
Well, Purdue University passed.
Heck yeah. Another good officer. I like that. Whew. I think I might have you run me back, and I'm going to start rolling north. Because it is 3 a.m. here, which means it's 2 a.m. my time, and I
Head
still
to the
got...
strip club and see any girls are rolling out the back door. Need a ride home?
Right.
I'm just kidding.
You know, Sue's favorite auditor went live in a strip club once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. I might go live driving home. I might talk to some of you bastards that are up this late. Let's see. Oh, this is the Janice Ross thing again. Cut through. I didn't look at this one. I want to look at this one. I looked at that one while you were looking at this one, and then I never came
I
over.
don't know if I looked at this one, did I?
I don't think so. I think I kind of talked about it, and that was it.
That's small.
Astronaut. I'm guessing went to school here.
Neil Armstrong went here.
Drew Brees went here. All kinds of people. Need to put my vape on my ass because it's fucking so cold it ain't hitting. Tuck it under my nuts.
Battery up.
Yeah. It gets like that. Here's the little thing again.
Here you go, Tammy.
That
they
sucks.
call it Uranus. That's not Uranus.
This thing's cool. Tammy, there's Uranus for the second time. There's the sun. Here's the Hall of Discovery. They got word that we were out. That's awesome. I'm going to fucking hop in the SUV. I'm freezing. Oh no, this is Uranus, Tammy. First one was a false alarm. That is cool though. I like it. "54 minutes out here in fucking 20-degree weather with a springtime hoodie on. Not the best idea. I'm not sure what the building is. This was the Hall of Discovery. This is just shit they got for the ooh, this air feels warm. Oh Jesus. Oh, little baby Jesus. Oh. This big ass thing is blowing warm air. Wasn't me. I don't know anything about it. Must have been that other guy. Jesus. Whew. Oh, heat. Oh, Lord. All right, guys, I'm gonna kill this. Jump back over to your news now. He's gonna stay alive, I imagine. I'm gonna get a ride back to my vehicle. Start heading back north because I'm 110 miles from the house probably still. Yeah, we're at Purdue University in West Lafayette. Big campus, big college, a lot of famous people here. Dude, there's a vent right there, and it was blowing warm air. I stood on that. I was like, oh, little baby Jesus. We've been outside for over an hour.